Let's talk about love. I'm really tired of seeing young people on social media complaining about how loveless this generation is and how they can't find anybody and all this other crazy talk. You're 20, okay? You're not. No, that's not how it works. You don't just automatically find that one person and then that's it. It's not gonna be your high school sweetheart. It's not gonna be your middle school crush or anything like that. It doesn't work like that for everybody. The people that you've seen that have gotten with someone in high school or their first year of college or something like that and it lasted, a super long time, that's special and that's rare because it's supposed to be. You got to understand that when it comes to these situations, when you're young, you're really not you. And a lot of young people aren't going to like me saying this, but you're really not you until, I don't know, maybe 26, 27 years old. There's a lot of things that you have to go through, and it's really tough to be really honest with yourself about who you are and what you like and what you don't like. It's a growing experience. And sometimes you're lucky enough to have, I won't say have, find someone who can grow with you. And as you should know by now in your life, a lot of times you can grow out of someone. You can grow in a way that the people around you don't. That's why you have friends that aren't your friends anymore. That's what makes the friends that you've had since you were a kid so special. And it's the same way with love. You have to understand that dating is dating, you know. You're not supposed to, this mentality that people have that they're just gonna go out to the club or run into somebody at the supermarket, talk to them for a couple of weeks, make it official, and then be with that person forever. People change, things change, situations happen. Those first 3 months, you're not even really being you, and they're not really even being them. So you got to get past 90 days when it comes to a complete stranger before you even really get to know who they are. So this thinking that that you're failing or you're behind or something like that just because you aren't in a long-term committed relationship or the last long-term committed relationship you were in ended. Seasons change, things end. You know, people go, people grow. Sometimes people don't grow. You grow and you move on to someone else into bigger things. All of that is fine and all of that is normal. Now, don't compare yourself to the olden days, back with Maul, Big Mama, and Paw Paw and them. That was a different time. And not in the sense that people were more loyal or anything like that. You probably never really thought about it, but you can ask your mama about it. You can ask your daddy about it. When you get back to either your grandparents, depending on how old you are, or your great grandparents, there was always those kids, those aunts and uncles, or those cousins that nobody really knew, but you knew that they were there. That's because Paw Paw stepped out and Paw Paw did his thing, but Paw Paw came back. And the difference between back then and now is that if that happens to you, young lady, or young man, to a woman that you care about, you're not going to be like, oh, you need to go back to him or anything like that. Back in the day, divorce was a big deal, especially in the South or just in a small town in general. If you divorced, it was a big deal. Everybody knew about it. There's all this talking went on. So even if Bobo had a drinking problem and went out and holed around, you didn't leave him because that's just not a thing you did back then. You just put up with it and you moved on. These days, you don't have that. I think now is the best time for long-term committed relationships because now, with the way things are set up society-wise and the way things are set up financially, I mean, being honest, straight people, or just women don't need, a woman doesn't need me. She can do things perfectly fine by herself. And honestly, I don't need her. It's not about need. It's not about what's best for the kids anymore because now we know after generations of people staying together for the kids, that if you have kids and they grow up in an environment that lacks real love, and it's fueled and full of hate and vitriol and bitterness, or even just coldness. There don't even have to be a lot of arguing going on, just a lack of affection. It really messes with people when they grow up, and that's also bad. So the idea of staying together for the kids is going away. These are all good things, you know. It leads for a healthier mental state for people, and it makes it so that if two people are together for an extended period of time, it's because they want to be. They both want to be together, and that is really the best reason to be with somebody. Not because it's easy, not because it's the smart thing to do, but because that's what you want to do. And if for whatever reason, if you're, in this dating phase in your life, which is just that, dating, that means you're just getting to know people and people are getting to know you. If at any point you don't want to deal with that person, or that person doesn't want to deal with you, that's okay. You have a long life to live. You move on. You learn your lessons, and then that's it. I don't understand the reasoning of young people getting down on themselves and get down on relationships because you're 24 talking about you haven't found anybody. You're 24. I'm 30, by the way. So that was a long time ago for me, and I can tell you, for people even younger than that, it is not the end of the world. It is okay. All right, just suck it up, Buttercup, and move the F on. It's fine.